What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Jang's08 video. Today we're bringing you some information. I know it's been a couple of days and I'm a little bit late, but I'm putting the video out anyway on NBA2K18 MyGm and MyLeague mode. Now I just want to go over a couple of these pictures, a couple of these screenshots that they've got out. First one here is Doc Rivers. It's just a picture of Doc Rivers standing by a car. It says, "I know what you said to the press, Eric, but what is really going on here?" So it looks like we're going to be able to have some conversations that are a little bit outside of the norm for your MyGM mode, which I think is really cool. It adds some depth to the game mode. I do like MyGM. Before I had good internet, which I have now, but before I had good internet, that was one of the main modes that I played. So it looks like from this picture that you've gone to your car, or maybe you're going to lunch or something with Doc Rivers, and he wants to know what is really going on with the team, besides what you've said to the press. So we'll just skip across. We'll go across here. We've got a picture of Joel Embiid. I always muck up his name, so I just call him J Biddy. That's a shout out to Benny. So in this picture, it looks like you're in like the training facility, or like, oh yeah, you can see some weights and Gatorade sign in the background and stuff like that. But it's got Joel Embiid, and you're talking to him. It says, "So as the GM, do you really not see that Andrew and me play the same position? That we're both starters? Or is this the first time that's crossed your mind?" So it looks like Jay Biddy isn't happy with the fact that it could be, say, Andrew Bogut. I don't know who he's talking about, Andrew, but you might have signed Andrew, whoever Andrew is. We'll go Andrew Bogut for the time being. You might have signed Andrew Bogut to a contract, and Bogut wanted to be a starter, and Joel Embiid, sorry, whatever, however you say it, is your current starter, and he's not happy with the fact that you've just signed another starter. So that's a really interesting thing to me. I really do hope they implement that into like my career, or my player, whatever you want to call it, and give it a little bit more depth. So I'm sure they're going to come out with some information. It's going to be crazy, because this is big for the offline community. This mode here will be huge for the offline community. We'll go across here. We're here with Bob Sanderson, the owner. So it says, oh, it looks like you're in his office, or in a office or something. He says, "I just hope you can pull it off. I wouldn't want to miss out on the chance to change the course of the franchise history. And if we don't pull it off," and it looks like you're going to go off into a tangent about, you know, maybe not being able to sign the player that they want to sign, or not being able to relocate, or something like that. So he actually looks fairly old and sick. Sorry, Bob Sanderson. But yeah, it's not too much to say about this, but it just looks like a really, really heaps more in-depth way to play MyGM, which I really do like. And so another thing here, the MyLeague analytics tool. This, I guess, will be for the league. I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to use this in MyGM as well, but I'm guessing you can like check out, see all the way across here. I think it's going to be, that's all the points per game for every player in the NBA by the looks of it. This is 3-pointers made per game last season, on the upwards, and then across is points per game. So if you look at the one they got there, Steph Curry, he makes 4.1 3-pointers per game, and he averages 25. So you can see like a good chart of how many points the player is scoring versus how many threes they're taking per game. So like on the X and the Y axis. So that'll be really cool. You can change it, I'm guessing, how many rebounds they get in it versus how many minutes, how many dunks they're making versus how many 3-pointers. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of stuff I can imagine that they're going to put in here. So I'm looking forward to that. I like analytics, and I think it's really cool that they're going to try and bring that in to 2K. Now, some things that they implemented that I really, really, really like, the GLeague. So you know how it was the D-League, formerly the D-League, now it's the G-League, the Gatorade League, I believe. Every team, I think nearly every team, if not yet, but soon, every team will have a team that they're affiliated with for the D/G League. And say if you're the Cavs and you've got a really up-and-coming young rookie, or a guy that you want to just sort of develop a little bit, you'll be able to send him down to your D-League team or your G-League team, and get him some quality minutes playing on the court, playing basketball, to develop him a little bit more before you might want to bring him back. Or maybe you've got a player that's sort of umming and ahhing about wanting to, you're umming and ahhing about wanting him to play. You'll be able to send him down there till he gets his mind right, or till he gets his game back, or whatever it is, to be able to, yeah. So the G League roster will be made up primarily of players who have gone undrafted. That's great, because in previous versions, undrafted rookies simply disappeared from the game. So that's pretty cool. So if an undrafted rookie goes down to the G League and makes a big impact there, you might be able to sign him back, and he might become the next, you know, Ben Wallace or whoever. Two-way contracts. So Summer League was a major draw for the NBA community, and I think the new contract will allow NBA teams to sign players to deals and enable them to move back and forth between NBA squad and the G League affiliate. So I'm not exactly sure how that'll work, but I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. Now, one of the next things that I really like is the draft and stash. So say if you've got a young guy plays in Europe at the moment, you can draft him today, or whenever the draft is, draft him and keep him in a European team for 2 years or a year or something like that, just so that, you know, he can develop there. Instead of bringing him over and having to deal with the G League, he can stay there for 2 years. I think this is going to add some really good depth to the game. From a player standpoint, you'll be able to just you know, develop players without having to bring them over and try and develop them in the NBA when they might not be quite ready yet. So yeah, we went over the analytics tool. So when you rebrand a team, so say if you move a team to another city, or you just rebrand it, you might want to go from being the Bobcats to the Hornets or whatever. You might want to go back to being the Washington Bullets or something like that. You might want to make an entire new team. You'll be able to have alternate unis for created or rebranded teams. So that'll be really cool. I think I'm just doing it on 2K17. I brought back the Seattle Supersonics as the 31st NBA team, and just you do a little bit of a draft, and you get some young players, and you got to try and build them up, build the team up as you go. It's quite difficult, actually. I found it quite difficult. Move along. All-star selection process. I meant location selection process. So this, what I'm reading here, the location of the All-Star game is a big deal in real life, and it appears 2K is going to make it that way in NBA2K18 as well. There'll be a system in place to select the location in each year of your MyGm and MyLeague. Once the location is determined, you will see some sort of cutscene or presentation in the game. That's cool. It puts more of an emphasis on that halfway point through the year. So, you know, if your team's the one that gets it, you know, you get a big press conference or whatever. That'll be really cool. But yeah, so that's a lot of little bits of information. I'll go. They've got the CBA rules, so there'll be this here that I'm reading here, the new CBA rules. There are many new rules in the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement, and 2K has done a great job implementing the most important changes, like supermax extensions. So like that Steph Curry, I think he made $201,000 in 4 years or 5 years or something like that. Overall salary increases and the new roster minimums. So there's a lot of things. One other thing I did see was the timeouts. NBA this year is switching from having your 20-second timeouts and your full timeouts to just, I think everything's going like 75 seconds. So they're going to implement all that kind of stuff, which I think will be really cool. I think they're going to implement that into My Player as well. So yeah, that's just a few little things in MyGm that I thought we would touch on. I really do like these screenshots that we had up, and yeah, I'm interested to see how they do that. And if they're going to do that for MyGm and MyLeague, I'm really interested in what they're going to do for My Player. I'm a My Team player, but I want to see what they do for My Player and how they're going to how that's going to impact and what they're going to do. I think it's going to be amazing. And I think they're calling this MyGm the next chapter. It's going to be more story driven based. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more content coming. I apologize that this video is a little bit late, but hey, I'll get it up when I can get it up. Had a few issues, but anyway, thanks for watching again, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.